One of the questions that I really want to ask is about your role being part of management of Calypso in New York. You mentioned earlier that you would have been part of the Calypso Association, and then there would have been other associations that came together. Tell us a little bit about what was the intention of such an organization or organizations, and what the experience was like in terms of management of Calypso in a space other than Trinidad and Tobago.
We had to manage ourselves. Calypsonians had, the New York Calypsonian here never had someone who said, you know, we're gonna sponsor you guys, or we're gonna take care of you guys. So we had to raise funds for ourselves, do everything for ourselves. And that's what we ventured to do. We wanted to have our own club, our own house, our own transports. And if we are going to Boston, we can jump on a vehicle, the Calypso wagon, you know, whatever it is, we go to Boston. So we moved around quite a lot. We attended competitions in Boston, Baltimore, Washington. We even went to Orlando, you know. So we wanted to manage ourselves because there was no one coming forth to manage us. But like I said, because of the financial difficulties that we were having, that venture failed. That venture failed. We still have a little bank account, but no funds coming in. So guys left. And there's only about 5 guys remaining from that group.
Okay. All right. And what was the intention of that? Was it to increase performances, or was it
yes
culture live, or what was the intention?
The intention was to have shows, have bigger shows, so we can do something big to give Calypso to the, you know, to the world, because we thought that we were singing to ourselves over the years.
Okay.
You know, we just singing to our people, and we wanted to expand it. You know, we wanted to come up with different ideas. We spoke about doing something like have the Calypsonians on stage together, and something like the Temptations. We just come forth and sing. We were going to experiment with this thing.
Okay, all right. So tell us a little bit about your perspective of competition versus the show in Calypso, because you know there are many people who speak about the fact that perhaps what has not allowed for Calypso to be as successful as it could have been is this focus on competitions, as opposed to having shows targeted to specific audiences to bring about a different appreciation for Calypso. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I am of the opinion that the Calypso competitions was not the best way we should have approached Calypso. We shouldn't have a group of 7 people deciding which song is a winning song.
Right.
We should have more or less a public, you know, people's choice type of thing. Let the Calypsonian give out his music, and if it's accepted by the people, well, then that's he gets an award or something like that. But having a competition, you narrowed, for instance, even back home, I thought that we narrowed down the competitions to social commentary, political, or something like that, or nation building.
Yes.
And to me, that killed the art form.
Okay.
Because we were singing to ourselves, like I said, we keep singing to ourselves. We sing for 1 million people, and there's billions of people in this world. So, you know, we weren't going anywhere. Before they had that stipulation, and guys won there on one, they would come out here and sing to bigger audience. And from the time they went into that type of category thing,
okay,
guys come out here and they were nobody understood what they were singing about. Nobody cared.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? You know?
Yes.
So we lost it there. We lost it. Then we moved from Calypso into a different genre that we call soca now.
Right.
And that's totally a younger people type of thing. And so they had a form of Calypso that But by Calypso, our stories are told. But Calypso, we lost doing that. We stopped doing that. We give what we give now. We give the world party. We give the world music to party on.
Right. Right. Okay.
So we lost that history thing that we were doing. That chronicle thing we were doing, chronicle the events of the world, and we singing about this and singing about that. We lost all that.
So how do you think that we could get that back? Or do you think it's possible at all?
Good question. Good question. If you notice, I try to sing funny lyrics.
Okay.
I try to make fun of serious things like that what's happening. Like, you know, you go to the kitchen in New York to buy West Indian food, and the West Indian people are not working. Mexicans are working. You understand? Mexicans are working in the kitchen.
Yeah.
You know, things that as I sing about that. I try to make it as funny as I can, but it's a serious topic.
Right.
The thing about the boat rides, again, we try to make a little fun of it, but we are not being respected as a people. They pat you down to make sure you're not bringing anything on board, and you can't bring your drinks, you can't bring no food. They take away everything from you when you get on board. So it's kind of like, you know, why are we doing this? Why are we funding these people?
Right.
People who are treating us cruel? Yeah, right. You know. So I sing on things like that.
Okay.
I sing on stereotype. The stereotype is another song that you got to think about what I'm saying.
Right.
It's funny.
Right.
You know. So I try to keep the art form alive by putting some jest into it, by putting some fun into it.
Right.
But if you're going to sing about a dreary topic over and over, you ain't going no place with that. Nobody ain't going to listen to that.
Okay, so I think what I'm hearing from you is that perhaps Calypso lyrics need to change. We need to move away from the concept of the categories. Are you also saying that songs need to speak to topics that are more current, that focus on what is happening specifically at a particular time in our history? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's how it was. That's how it was, and that's how we should go back to, you know, a little more global topics. I mean, there are things happening. There are things happening all over the world. I mean, and you know. For instance, right now you can see what's happening with the Haitian people being whipped. You know, we could touch on things like that. We could touch on famines, floods. There are so many things that you can. We have so much talent in Trinidad.
Right.
So much writers, so much musicians. Why can't we collaborate and come up with something other than what we're doing?
Okay.
And I think if we do that, we can push Calypso a little further.
Okay.
Than what's happening.
And so that is a good way for us to try to bring this interview to a close, because I wanted to ask you, Dr. Witty, as you look forward, it's 2021, we are still in the midst of this global pandemic. How do you see Calypso performance? How do you see the Calypso art form moving beyond or having a new face beyond this pandemic? Can you share those thoughts with us?
Well, luckily for us, we came up with something that forced us into virtual that we have in this chat here now, right?
Yes.
So this virtual thing that we do, we have fans all over the world.
Right.
We have people in Canada, Ireland, wherever it is, there are Trinidadians all over. We're all over the place.
Yes.
And we have friends. So we have an opportunity now to really give the world Calypso. And if we tailor our lyrics and our music, I mean, you cannot expect people to dance the way you dance in Trinidad, you know, at a beat of 170 per minute, and you're singing along with that. You gotta bring it down a little bit, sweeten it up, and give it to the world. That's the only future I see for Calypso. We gotta go back to giving the world something to think about, something nice.
All right.
You know, we can't just sing what we're singing right now. Is, you know, jam and wine and party and thing. And how many times you gonna sing about that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you're gonna keep our art form alive, we got to strive to be a little more cerebral in what we do.
All right. And speaking to the young people in particular who would be interested to know about any aspect of, the Calypso scene in New York, or what do you see as important for young people getting involved in Calypso? Can you give us any recommendations, any prescriptions for the future? Because, as I said, I'm the Tuco Education and Research Officer. And oftentimes I would go to the secondary schools and speak to the young people about the Calypso art form, share music. I plan to share this video. And so they may be wanting to know, as a young person coming up, even if they migrate to New York, what is there to look forward to in terms of getting involved in the Calypso scene?
We have to find a way to let these kids know that there's something ahead in Calypso. You can change the beat. You can be creative. You can change the melodies that we're singing right now. That we can be more. Our vocals can change.
Okay.
Right now, we have some vocals that worry me a lot. I don't hear a singing voice coming through. I hear people bawling and singing, and I know I'm gonna get in trouble for this, but this is what I hear. So we gotta sweeten up what we do. We gotta look at the billion people in the world and sing to them, not just sing for ourselves back home. Because we already have divisions. So when you narrow it down, you might be singing to maybe about 300,000 people. Our population is small and we sing songs about ourselves.
Right.
That's it.
Okay.
The rest of the world don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
If you want to make it big, if you want to do something big, you've got to give the world. And we are smart people. Yeah, we are smart people. Back then, the history of Calypso, I can go back now and think about, I got some education through Calypso. Any student would go back and say, well, the Russian satellite, there were 2 Sputniks in the skies. You talk about the Cuban crisis. There's Calypsos about that. There's Calypsos about the Shah of Iran, and there are Calypsos that these are the Calypsos that you gotta sweeten and give it to the world.
All right. Okay.
That's what I think.
So, Dr. Witty, thank you so very much for taking the time to share with us your views about your experiences in Trinidad and Tobago and what led you to leave Trinidad, come to New York, and continue the promotion of our culture through the Calypso in New York. We really appreciate your this opportunity to share and discuss with you, your experiences in terms of Calypso, the New York experience. So thanks once again, and all the best.
I thank you very much for the interview, Ms. Meagan, and hopefully we can do this again at some time.
Yes.
And let's see what happens in the future with our art form.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Thank you.
So all the best.
All right.
Thanks again.
No problem. Take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye.